Hi guys, welcome to the studio. We decided it is better to keep a segment alive where we'll actually be taking your questions. I'll be answering them visually. It will help other viewers who need clarity in similar aspects of the Akai MPC flow to actually grasp the knowledge, in good time alongside with us. Hence, we'll be covering some questions today from our followers. Let's go. One of the questions says, hey man, can you use automation in the master channel? The question came under the video where we say how to use the Akai MPC XYFX. So the thing is, while I'm trying to figure out if you're talking about the XYFX automation or just automation in general, I don't quite get that, but I will answer based on the fact that you put the question under using Akai XYFX automation and all that, basically the read and write. The thing is, you cannot do that on your master channel. Like coming here, if you are basically here, you are dealing with the program, right? This is addressing the pad in itself. This is addressing the tracks, and then this is addressing kind of like the master output. So if you put XYFX here, you are only able to use it, but you are not able to record it directly on your project. You can't actually just, if you enable the read or the write and then you do the automation, it won't work. But what you can do is you can use your looper to actually take your final output and still probably to be like you are resampling it back into your device, and then you can make good use of it. One of the easiest way to do that will just be simply to go into your looper. When you are in your looper, you change this, your input 1 and 2, change it to resample left and right, then ensure that you have enough bars to work with. Most of the time it can just be bar 1. If you have enough bars to work with, then the next thing for you to do will be to simply just click on record, make it ready, like kind of like you've already armed it. Then you come back to your main project and you can now enable the XYFX, and you can do your overdub and then play start. Gives you a counting. So from here, you can just so I can stop this now and then go back to the looper. It's already here. So while it is here, I can basically just export it. When you already have it here, you can just export. You select in maybe like new looper sample. Let me select like an empty space, maybe like program 1, anyone works. And then I will just click on, maybe like to keep or to save, whichever method you want to use. But let's play it. Yeah. Just to give you a taste of basically what you've already recorded. I don't need this, I don't need to save it. That just answers your question. Because this one now, if you save it or you keep it, you can actually now go back to your program and access it in your sample edit, and you can now make use of it. You can now make it maybe like your actual file that you want to bounce out, anything you want to do with it. You can do that with a good example. If you keep now, and then I go into maybe let me go into the sample edit, and then you can see this, the new looper sample is already here. I can just start working on it right away from here. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, someone asked a question. He said, how do you control the input volume of the XYFX? I know how to record it with the automation key, but can't find it on my mixer. What am I doing wrong? Now, let's talk about the fact that you might not be able to adjust the XYFX volume. It is simply because what you are sending into it, the volume of what you are sending in will determine the overall volume that you get out when you are using XYFX. The only thing you can control is the amount of that effect, which is called the wet and the dry. Now, if you come here to your XYFX, if you go to setup, you see your wet and dry. Basically what that means is the amount of the effect to be added. Do you understand? So you might, if you really want your volume or the output not to be that loud, I will advise you ensure that the particular sample that you are trying to apply the XY effect on, or any other effect, just take it down a little bit, you know, take down that sample a little bit. With that, you'll be able to actually, you know, get a smoother or a cleaner output when you're applying effects on them. I think one of the places where you can do that, if you go to sample edit, let me see. Let me check that out for you. Oh yeah, I think program edit. If I go to program edit and I go to samples and I hit again on the second screen, most of the time I like to use this place. This is where I take down the level a little bit of that particular, either you get the particular maybe the sound or the particular sample or the particular, you know, pad. I'll just take it down a little bit here. Now this is pad 2, right? That's what you have here now. So if I take it down a little bit, or this, if I take it down a little bit, when I'm applying effect on it, it might kind of be smoother. You know, basically what we're talking about, the gain. You know, when you're trying to balance your gain properly, when you're trying to gain stage, it is important that you know how to do this. We actually cover this in detail also in our Udemy course. That is under the advanced workflow guide. Now, the thing is, just as you've asked, right? If you come back to your main, like I said earlier, you're not able to do that from the XYFX, but I'm going to showcase to you how the wet and the dry might also be of good use. So you might not always want to leave it at 100. I'm going to play what we have here already. Then I'm going to, you know, do the effect for you. Then we'll work on the wet and the dry. Let's see what comes out of that, so you understand why that is important now. So if I do this here, if I come to wet and dry, do you see it's reducing? If I take it down to 0, you won't hear it again. This is still, now this 100% what I sent in. Do you get it now? If I want to play while I'm just press and hold, I can enable latch. So if I click here, it's already latched. So I can even, maybe like in my next program, try to automate this, because it's another field on its own. So I hope you get it now. You might not be able to edit or to adjust volume, but you can use wet and dry to get that you're trying to look for as well. And at the same time, you can equally just go and reduce the sample volume, overall sample volume, and that will help your XY effects to come out cleaner and be more balanced. You know, gain, staging. Yep. So that'll be all for now on the questions and answer time. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.